Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Peterson. Today we have a joint practice. Colts came over to Owings Mills. Practice against the Baltimore Ravens. Lots of one-on-ones, some 7-on-7, some 2-minute drills, lots of different things. And I'm going to give you my 5 news, notes, and worthy things to talk about from today's joint practice with the Colts. Now, why are they having a joint practice, you might ask? Well, it's because they're playing on Thursday night. 7 p.m. Eastern time. It will be a home matchup in M&T Bank Stadium. Ravens Colts, first week of preseason. Guess what? We're going to be there right here on the channel for it. But speaking of that game, I want you to get down in the comment section, take your crystal balls out, and predict the score of Thursday night's preseason game. Colts, Ravens, who wins? What's the score? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to start off with some injury news, injury rumors about Kyle Hamilton. If you remember, this is something we talked about yesterday. He left Ravens practice after just a little bit, but it was a vet day, so people thought maybe he was just getting some rest. Well, Jeff Zreback tweeted earlier today, do not see Kyle Hamilton on the practice field. He took only a few reps yesterday and then was stretching, appeared to be abdominal related on the sideline. When it comes to Kyle Hamilton, and this injury, I'm not concerned yet. John Harbaugh put a little bit of those concerns to bed at the end of practice today when he said kind of the same thing he said about Zay Flowers is. It's just one of those camp deals. But at the same time, like in the same breath, I think it would be ridiculous to just 100% blow this off because Kyle Hamilton's a guy who's one of your most important football players on this team, arguably the most important player on the defense. You need him because of how valuable he is and how many things he does out there on the football field. And I don't really love the fact that he's going to be going into the 2025 season a little bit injured. Now, I hope it's nothing too serious, right? I hope John Harbaugh is correct and it's nothing crazy. But still, like right now, I'm not concerned. If this continues on for the next couple of weeks, I'll be a little bit bummed, a little bit concerned about it. What's your concern level with Hamilton's injury? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. 100, you're the most concerned. 1, you're the least concerned. Let me know your answer down there. We got fight night, ladies and gentlemen. It was Fight Club in Owings Mills, and I'll tell you this right now. There's a reason I'm saying that with a smile. Jonas Schaefer was the one who broke the news, and we have a sideline clearing brawl. Special teams getting temper spurred up. Nate Wiggins threw a punch to defend a Ravens defensive back after a late shove, and things escalated from there. Didn't last long before the sides were separated. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is something that I absolutely love. If I'm looking at the scope of training camp, joint practices, all of that stuff, I would rather my team be getting in fights during joint practices than not getting in fights during joint practices. Because it shows me a lot. It shows me, A, they've got some aggression. B, they've got some team pride. And C, they're tired of this practice stuff. They're ready to go out and play. They're ready to go out and hit. I love it. I think it's a great sign, okay? Nate Wiggins actually got booted from practice. He came off the sideline to get involved with the fight, was thrown out, and watched the rest of the practice from the locker room. Jonas Schaefer with a little bit more, saying, looks like Colts return of Tyler Goodson got physical with Ravens defensive back Keon Martin after the play was over. Then Nate Wiggins appeared to take exception, left the sideline to confront Goodson's. Things popped from there. I love that Nate Wiggins is taking a little bit of, I don't want to say accountability, but he's out there defending his guys. He sees the Colts returner, Tyler Goodson, messing with Keon Martin, and he says from the sideline, goes over there and decides to make something about it. Decides to stand up for his teammates. I think that's a phenomenal thing. It got me thinking, though, okay? Who's the last Raven you'd want to take in a fight? Like, who's the last guy, if you're stepping into a ring and you look on the other side, you'd want to see of all the Baltimore Ravens currently on the roster, okay? I think I have 2 that come to mind. Number 1, I think, is Nnamdi Madubuike. Number 2 is Roquan Smith. Both of those guys, I do not want to be within a 50-foot radius of if there's any sort of, punching gloves involved. Coming up, we got 3 more takeaways coming out of camp, coming out of joint practice today with the Indianapolis Colts, but you're going to have to hold on tight because I got something even better than that. I got an awesome deal for you. You get this Ravens hoodie for $34. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/purple hoodie. It was $70. Now it's $34. And I promise you this deal is not going to last for long because it used to be even cheaper than that. But the closer we get to football season, this thing's going to keep on changing. So get it at that price right now by going to chatsports.com/purple hoodie. I made it super easy for you guys. Put that link in the comments and description of today's video. The wide receivers. Something I noticed today, they were out there and they were working. I'm talking working, having a lot of really great days. Jonas Schaefer saying the Ravens wide receivers won most of their one-on-one reps with Colts DBs. Dayton Wade and Anthony Miller got the biggest pops for nice and acrobatic catches. And the Ravens wide receivers were still doing things outside of one-on-ones. Right? They made plays in 7-on-7. They made plays in the 2-minute drill. They were really, really good for the entirety of joint practice today. And I think this is a great sign, right? Not only do you have Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers back and fully healthy and practicing today, but then you obviously added DeAndre Hopkins over the offseason, and you got a lot of guys outside of those 3 that you have confidence in, but you're still kind of waiting to see something. I'm talking Tylan Wallace. I'm talking LaJohntay Wester. I'm talking Anthony Miller. Dayton Wade, Keith Kirkwood. There's a ton. I could go on and on and on. And so the fact that they're in this joint practice playing really, really well, practicing really, really well, just gets me really, really excited to see them come preseason game on Thursday. Another strong performance. It wasn't just the wide receivers. It was another pass catching position. It's Charlie Kolar. He had an absolute day today against the Indianapolis Colts. Charlie Kolar has been a star today, Jonas Schaefer says. A couple of nice catch and runs, touchdown in the red zone, now a tough catch over the middle while being leveled from behind. The Ravens are truly #blessed with their tight end room. Jonas says it the best right there. This team is blessed with their tight end room. Now, Isaiah Likely is dealing with that injury, so Charlie Kolar, over the last week or so and on and into the preseason, is going to have to step up in that tight end spot. Mark Andrews will be the tight end 1 for this team for the rest of this training camp because of Isaiah Likely's, injury with his foot and his surgery that he had to have on the fractured foot, the slight fracture. But it's great to see a guy like Charlie Kolar, who I don't think a lot of people mention much when talking about this tight end room. They talk about Mark, and they talk about, obviously, Isaiah as well. And if they do mention Charlie Kolar, they kind of just say, he's a really good blocking tight end. But I think today he proved that if one of those guys goes down during the season, knock on wood, I hope that they don't, but if it does happen, he can step right in and perform just as well as any of those guys in that roster. What say you guys? Do the Ravens have the best tight end room in the league? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. And if you don't think they do, let me know which one's better. Last but not least, our news from joint practice today against the Indianapolis Colts. Lamar had a little up and a little bit of down. Colts' first-string defense turned the tide in the last full team period. Lamar Jackson's just 2 for 7 over the past 3 periods. Uncharacteristic drop by DeAndre Hopkins and some sniff-out plays that Lamar had to dirt. Good coverage on a deep shot to Rashad Bateman, too. So that's the dip, right? That's the down. But then, of course, as we know with Lamar Jackson, when he goes down, he's going to quickly come back up, rise back up to the level of his play that we've come to know over the past couple of years. In 7-on-7s, Lamar Jackson hit Zay Flowers on a nice 10-yard out and then threw a 15-yard back shoulder pass to DeAndre Hopkins, then overthrew a pass to Rashad Bateman on a deep pass. I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson one bit, one iota, 1 second, okay? And I know we've heard a lot of how his training camp so far has been fine. I looked at the Baltimore Banner stock report, which is they pretty much poll 21 media members, and they vote on a ton of different things. And one of them was Lamar Jackson's grade throughout the training camp so far. And a lot were in that B to B minus range, which isn't great. But also, I think we all have confidence in the fact that once the regular season rolls around, he's going to be able to flow right back into where he was last year and perform to that exact same level. That's going to do it for today's show, and we're about to get on out of here. Before we do, though, Make sure you follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram, both of those at Joey Peterson 8. And if y'all haven't subscribed yet to the channel, today is the perfect day to change that. Daily updates for your Baltimore Ravens all throughout training camp, into the preseason, into the regular season. We're going to be right here at the Ravens Rundown.